every time you subtract negative from your life, you make room for more positive. That quote was by Bovey. So let me sprinkle my flavor on this one. This is not hyperbole. Positivity keeps your vibration high. Have you heard about the Hertz vibrational scale? It is a scale that actually measures emotions and their vibrations. And it's actually quite informative. When I have that Hertz vibrational scale picture hanging up in my room, I can catch myself right away in vibrations that will not align with my highest good. For instance, if you're wanting to manifest things, there are certain vibrations that you don't want to have on an ongoing basis. Now, yes, we're going to have days where things don't go quite our way. We are going to have things that happen where people pass away or things just aren't going the right way for us. But we need to make sure that we keep a high vibration if we want the positive to come in. So I'm going to just break down a few of the different emotions and how they measure on the Hertz vibrational scale. So the negative emotions, negative energy are things like grief, fear, desire, anger, pride, courage, and neutrality. Well, some of these were a bit of a surprise for me. For instance, desire. I thought, hey, desire, you want something to happen. So it obviously has to be something good. Yes, it's moving up the scale, but it is not at the high level of the scale. And the one that really got me was the neutrality thing. How many people do you know live in a gray zone? They're like, it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me. And they don't actually say yes or no because they want to please everybody. So they're in the middle, right? They don't want to hurt people's feelings. They're actually on the negative level of the scale. They are actually at the negative level of the scale. And I was a people pleaser for a long time. So that's a lot of reasons why your manifestations aren't coming to pass because you're living in a gray zone. So the ones that are on the higher level of the scale are willingness, acceptance, reason, love, joy, peace, and finally enlightenment. These are all high vibrations. So like I said before, when you vibrate at a higher frequency, it is easier for your goals to manifest because you're now vibrating on the level that these things are also vibrating at. And things will start coming to you more frequently. I'm going to put a few videos in my description box that talk about this. And I'm also going to put a picture of the Hertz vibrational scale up above so that you can see for yourself what I'm talking about. Now, when you vibrate at a high frequency, beware. Be very aware. People will be attracted to you, and it'll be for two things. It'll show the demons, and people will just start saying, you are just so nice to be around. You are so pleasant. You are this, you are that. When people say, I like to be around you because I like your vibe, that is when you should run. It is when you should run in the next direction because people who like your vibe just so that they can get some of your energy, I call those people locusts of lack. And that's not a phrase that I coined, but they're locusts of lack and they want to take any energy that they can from anybody that they can because they don't want to produce any of the good vibrational energy themselves. I call them locusts of lack. Run far away from these people. So why is it necessary to keep your vibration high? Not only that, but it is necessary to be around people who have high vibration as well. Well, Think back. There are so many people that you probably know. There are so many people that you probably know that have gotten into a wrong relationship or have hung around the wrong people and they went down the wrong path, and now these people are in a very, very bad place. Some may bounce back, but a lot of times it ends in tragedy. How many Hollywood stars do you know who have taken taken, whether it be drugs or alcohol, or also gotten into the wrong relationships, and they some of them are no longer with us. Brilliant minds, brilliant minds, but because they did not realize that they needed to protect their vibration, they ended up falling for someone or using some sort of substance to raise their vibration, because substances can actually raise your vibration as well, but they do it in a nefarious way, and it ends up bringing you back into a low level of being. Negativity pulls you, it keeps you from achieving your goals, and you end up in a depressed state. It will eventually bring dis-ease to your life. Dis-ease is disease. We all know that disease is rampant right now, because people aren't going inwards and realizing that their vibration is off. Their vibration is off. Their vibration is off. And in order to get back into balance, sometimes we have to remove negative people from our lives. We have to go in and find out what is the negative thing that is throwing you off balance. Is it your food? Is it your environment? Is it your job? What is the negative thing that is throwing you off balance so that you can't bring the positivity to accomplish your goals? I cannot live with negativity any longer. I did that in a marriage for over 20 years. Over 20 years. And I'm telling you that the health, the lack of health, I should say, that accompanied that, I ended up towards the end having surgery after surgery, and they were all stress related. Stress and negativity seeps into your bowels. I ended up with an appendectomy. I ended up with blood clots. I ended up with a small bowel obstruction. All of these things accompanied living in a negative environment. My hair fell out. I looked old and haggard. I looked old and haggard when I was in my 30s. I'm telling you that the negative repercussions of being around a negative environment are far reaching. I am here as proof. I am here as proof. And I'm telling you, I'm getting emotional because this hits close to the belt for me. I'm telling you that if you're in a negative environment, do whatever you can to get out. I'm talking about being safe, but I'm also talking about your future. Your future depends on it. Your future depends on it. There's a YouTuber called Mental Illness, and he is a recovering narcissist. I've lived with narcissists most of my life. My ex-husband was a narcissist. And if you are going through a negative environment, I recommend checking into his channel to know how to navigate the life of living with something like narcissism and how to get help, how to get out. I will be talking off and on about recovering from narcissism. I will be talking on and off about worth, because this is something that ended up being a challenge after living in a negative environment. I'm telling you, you need to get to the positive side. I've always, even while I was in the negative environment, always been a person who was what they would say, walking depressed, because I always try to smile even though things were going exceptionally poorly. But living in a negative environment is not what I would say is an ideal situation. Trying to smile while living in a negative environment. The whole thing is to get to a point where you're vibing high almost all the time. And if you're a chosen one, it will be a battle, but it's one that you must win. And it's one that you will eventually win. Hold on tight, hang in there, do what needs to be done so that you can get to the part where you're living a positive life with positive people around you. And they say that your vibe attracts your tribe. It truly is true. Your vibe will attract people who are on the same level as you, who are vibing at the same level as you. And then you can go and share stories and go and do the things that need to be done, what has been prophesied over your life, what has been destined for you, so that you can help humanity, which is what you were put on this planet to do. Subtract the negative from your life. There will be so much room for the positive as a result. This is Sambuka saying, sprinkle your flavor wherever you go, but remember, make it a sweet one. Bye bye.